It's been an absolutely brilliant day today, hasn't it? Absolutely fantastic. I'm completely blown away. And I'm super, super inspired by all of the great speakers we've had thus far. Today, I am going to talk to you guys about something that quite accurately has been put into an acronym, and that would be, it's UBT, Unicorns, Pugs, and Broken Tapestries. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering exactly what this has to do with anything, if anything. Quite simply, it has everything to do with you, everyone, myself included. And I'll explain just in a couple of seconds. To be quite frank with you, I love people. I'm that guy you always see at the party, always jumping around, going absolutely wild, making sure everyone's having a great time. And what I've noticed anyway, when you meet new people, you always ask these particular various questions, right, of where the person's from to what the particular person does. But there are two questions that I will pose to you all right now that I think you should try next time you try and meet somebody brand new. And the first question is this. What was your favorite animal when you were 8 years old? I know, it's a little bit odd. Bear with me. And the second one is, what is your favorite animal now? Really, really interesting answers. I actually asked a couple of people this back in Antigonish just before coming up here. And I got two different, completely different responses. One, the person kind of looked at me, questioned me, and was like, huh? And then backed away and stopped talking to me. Oops. And then the other one was brilliant. The person talked about snails and how they loved it, and I was like, oh, goodness, fantastic conversation. I like you, you're weird. I think we're friends right now anyway. That's my own thoughts. Now, for all intents and purposes, I will embarrass myself by answering both questions. Number one, first and foremost, this is really, really embarrassing. I loved unicorns. I absolutely loved them. And I'm still kind of somewhat obsessed by them right now. It's really unfortunate. I mean, just look at how beautiful that thing is, right? Look at it, all nice and pink. Oh, those beautiful colors. Oh, my goodness. And, you know, they have this distinct honor of being on different heraldry and whatnot. They're a sign of grace and poise. And there's just something that I'm a little bit infatuated with. I love them, absolutely love them. You see, that's what happens when you live in a house full of guys and they learn how to use Photoshop. Next, going quite quickly to the next one. I am absolutely obsessed with pugs. I love them. Like there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's a pageant that goes on in Oregon. My friend told me about it. Oh my goodness, absolutely love it. And love pugs. I probably would kidnap one. Oh goodness, that one's a piece of Rastafarian. Now, for all intents and purposes, I'm sure you're all wondering, I mean, what exactly has this to do with anything? True. I personally believe that we're all ongoing works of art. You know, we can actually be likened to being broken tapestries, if anything. You know, bits of scraps of our lives, different events being pulled and put together one more time. Now, what has this got to do with you or myself, quite frankly? Number one, we're all unique. Just like a unicorn, which unfortunately has, you know, something sticking out of its head as opposed to what we usually see as being normal or like the horse. We're all unique and our own uniqueness is beautiful. And just like a pug, we all have individual personalities that are multum in parvo, which is basically much in little, you know, as compared to any other being on this earth. We are beautiful beings. Now, when I was talking about us being broken, you know, being parts, each and every one of us being a work of art and being a broken tapestry, there are so many things that make us who we are today. We are the sum of the world around us, truly. And I think that all of our stories have so much of an ability to change the world, to make other people stronger, to inspire nations and generations of people to do something for others, not just ourselves. Now, I grew up in quite a few countries, and I went to, each time I went to a high school, I would take my own broken tapestry to all eight high schools, and I bounced a lot quite a bit. And I would be like, here, this is my tapestry, this is the source of my history. What does yours look like? And they would do the exact same thing. But at some particular point in time, us growing up as kids, we stopped doing that. And for whatever reason, it was taken from us. It was stolen from us, that particular ability to open ourselves up, for whatever reason. Instead of celebrating us for who we were then and who we are now, kids then and individuals today, it was all shattered and thrown away. My father and I, we were alone. My mother left me before I can even remember, and I have the earliest memories of building Lego and trying to wave it around so I could get my father's attention, always to no avail. Up to this day, I sometimes feel like nothing I ever do is actually worth it or is enough. I can still remember hearing those voices, a rising chorus of reality smashing through my innocence of being. They do not exist. They do not exist. Unicorns, they do not exist. I too was told I did not exist. A broken tapestry beaten down by playground words, each word spelling a brick in the broken wall of my imagination. Nigger. Indeed, I was a product of playground politics, where the outnumbered are the outpowered, and where your skin color, your background is traded in like currency for the honor of a seat at the lunch table. Don't tell me that I was so cheap. I still remember the night my innocence was robbed of me by an uncle under the false pretenses of making sure that I would get a good night's sleep. And to this day, I still kind of wake from that nightmare. The vivid image of an 8-year-old boy crying for what he knew not, with a knife to his chest, ashamed and sorry to tell the father that he looked up to that he hated himself so much. The vivid image and timing where he knew nothing. That the time came when the music teacher noticed a loss of love and passion that boy had, so much so that she brought that boy and the father in, the boy too fearful of breaking a man's heart already broken by the divisions laid waste to his family, left only to recover the pieces. Dexter, are you okay? Dexter, are you okay? Dexter, are you okay? And with eyes yearning, begging, plead that they save him, he uttered that single word of salvation. He brought it out from his lungs. He said, yes. He lied. If only to save his man, his father, from an instance robbed of him. And so I held it. I held it close and dear like a mother that coddles a newborn, a bond so unbreakable, yet not one that was brought about by love, but rather of fear, self-loathing, sheer fright. When my despair is so great that I would gladly cut my wrist again, if only to feel oh so free from this weight on my head and my mind, my heart. If I ended it all with a cord, a chair, and a letter to keep me company in the dimly lit room. They told me that they were disappointed after all they did for me. Imagine hearing those words coming from the mouth of a counselor mere hours after you tried ending the being you loathe yourself. What are you left to feel? What left are you? What worth have you got? Or was I just destined to be another number, a statistic? What do you do if all you want to do is die? You there. Yes, I'm talking to you. To the girl that hates everything about herself if only to receive the mockery of others. To the boy too fearful to show his face to the world, laden with despair, if only to be told to man up. To the kid that is abandoned by everybody who knows him, if only to eat lunch in a bathroom stall in absolute fear. To that sister, that brother, that aunt, that uncle, to you, you beautiful stranger, so numb after so much time, but when willing to give rather than receive. I have a secret to tell you. Sometimes I still want to die. But I know that if there's anything after this wretched life, That I would feel less numb knowing that I reached out into the darkness, that I called out into the night, and that I dared to utter the words I wish someone had to that 8-year-old boy, if only to say even once so. Hey, you. Yes, I am talking to you. You're not alone. It's okay not to be okay. These scars we both share are not a particular sign of weakness, but rather of a strength so good and so pure that only silence knows your pain. You've been so strong for so long, drowning your sorrows with a bottle, if only to seek salvation at the end of that bottle, to exist, to feel again. And though these dark clouds seem endless, your hurt more real than the scars on your wrist, your heart more worn down by your never-ending perseverance, remember this. You're still here for a reason. And you mean more in this world than not. Surely, there has to be more to this life, and there is. For the love you put into this world will surely find its way back to you. A life lost in the never-ending silence and void that suicide brings is life too many. I believe in unicorns not because of their mystique, but rather because of the hope it brings me. That the impossible is possible. That someday this hurt will be worth it all. That one day you and I will walk out of that dark room into the sun and I will see your face and your smile and to know that you're not merely existing, but rather you are alive with love, passion, and purpose, and indeed living with the audacity of hope and self-worth. I am a unicorn. Do I exist?